Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Matt Pruitt. This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit on whatever podcast app you use, be it Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I hope you're leaving ratings there. And coming to you live on YouTube live stream broadcast, because that is an option. So thank y'all for being here. I'm not here alone this week, solo. I actually got the partner in crime, if you will, sitting right over there in her chair. Y'all may know her as Queen Pruitt. I just call her Phoebe. How you be over there?
I'm swell, but you don't really call me anything. When you want to talk, you just simply talk. You know, you never say my name. I never, ever hear you say my name. If you think about it, just think about it for a bit. How often do you hear yourself say Phoebe?
Oh, you're right. It's not very often, because I don't talk to a lot of people.
But it's not talking to people, it's talking to me. I'm just saying,
okay,
you know.
So
it's
going
okay.
forward, I will just go Phoebe, blah, 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 blah.
No, you don't have to do that. I was just saying that you don't say my name much, but when you do, it definitely gets my attention. As soon as I hear you say Phoebe, I know there's something serious to follow.
Yeah, because most of the time, if I do say your name, something's wrong, broke, that you done, or that I done.
I don't know about the broke part.
No, there's usually some level of, you're right, concern.
Intensity.
No, it's concern. Oh, you look a little fuzzy on that camera. It started. It's not your fault.
I cannot see because everything is fuzzy and blurry in these eyes all the time.
It started out okay, and then it went fuzzy all of a sudden. Interesting. Let me check on that real quick. Dan, we got a super chat in here already popping up on the screen. That one comes from
there it is.
Ozone Nightmare. He says, starting off hot with the accent. I dig it. Get to the wackiness right up front. Bruh, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
We are definitely wacky over here.
I'm not wacky. You're the only wacky one over
No, you have you're right.
Why is it? Yeah, I'm not wacky. You're the only wacky one in here.
You have your moments. Biscuit, you want to... Come on now. Get off my leg.
Biscuit is good. He's quiet. He was laying there asleep. And giving himself a good scratch. Anyway, this podcast, nobody cares about that. This podcast, folks, we sit on these mics, try to each and every week, and just share different stuff that's going on in our weeks as regular everyday people, because
thank you,
most of y'all didn't go in. Another live chat just popped in. Woo!
They like the British accent. I think that's what's doing it
Cinder
for us.
Fractal with the $5 super chat.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
For reals. Thank y'all. But yeah, we sit on these mics and we just talk about everyday life, everyday stuff, because most people are everyday people. And yeah, there's a lot of podcasts out there. There's millions and millions of podcasts out there, and a lot of them are taken up by those A-list celebrities. And quite frankly, I don't think they're that good. They're not. They're just really babbling on about nothing interesting at all. And a lot of it is not relatable to regular everyday people like us. Not to say that I don't listen to some A-list podcasters, because there's one or two, but most of them, they're pretty shit-tastic. I'm just going to say that. But thank y'all for being here. Hey, we got a song. The live chat says we need a song now. Yeah, we got a song. My man Anthony Ferrier at Pantherware, they took care of the song for us, so we good. But yeah, let me give you an update. Folks in the Patreon know that I went to NAB, National Association of Broadcasters in Las Vegas, literally for a day. It was literally for a day. I tried to be there for at least 2 days, but it was just because everything was so last minute, and as far as the flights and stuff go, I couldn't work it out any better. And I was going to be there a day and a half, but I actually did like a solid 1 day of just dashing the floor. You know, as I got there while the show was going on, and between getting from the airport to the hotel, registration, badge, back to the LVCC, I was going to miss it. And I would have gotten at the show floor probably at like 4 o'clock, something like that. Now, they didn't end each day at 4 o'clock. They usually ended each day at like 6. Mm-hmm. But me getting there at 4 o'clock.
Is that including happy hour? Or
exactly. No? So had I gotten there at 4 o'clock, ain't nobody working. More on that shortly. But it was really weird just to sort of just be in there like literally for a day, and then bam, I was out. But I feel productive about it, and I feel good about it, and I am super grateful. So first off, shout out and thank you, because that trip was totally sponsored by the folks at NAB. Shout out to their PR folks, and shout out to Miss Karen Chupka. She's one of the executives there at NAB, who, man, she actually knew who the hell I was and actually remembered.
That makes you feel like something.
That was quite all right. So
you made an impression.
Part of the deal. Part of the deal was they get me out there and I cover the event. Go out there and see what I could see and talk about what I could talk about. You know, if it's interesting to me, talk about it, publish it, what have you. And also come to a press event, and an invite only press event, as in the doors was closed. And hold on, wait a minute.
I'm glad you're getting on the train.
Let me get on this train. John Hill with the super chat. Thank you.
Appreciate that, John Hill.
Dude, you're not right.
Come on, ride the train.
John Huckleberry says Cinder Fracking.
Come on, ride the train.
Thank you for that, brother.
And ride it. Oh, man. Come on, ride the train.
And now Lisa Neen has popped in the chat too.
Hi,
y'all know who that is.
Lisa Neen. Hello. It's good to see you.
Biscuit then jumped up there thinking, hey, she's talking to me.
Really, I really wasn't. But you know when I get excited, Biscuit is Jasmine. Jasmine is here. She's here. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you want to sing? Is that what it is? Oh, you just want any moment to. That's what you heard. You heard me. Okay. You had your moment of fame. Okay.
You feel better, Biscuit? Good Lord.
It's okay. You can go.
We miss you too, Lejanine. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now to the boring stuff. And the dog dashes off camera in great, wonderful energy.
He's in the zoomies now.
Yeah. Dude, what the?
He's digging in the floor. He's got a new thing. He runs and digs in the floor, then runs again, digs in the floor. He had his little singing moment, so now his emotions are heightened.
Okay. All right. So, should I pause for a break? I'm going to pause for a commercial break.
I can't do anything with that bell. Take it with you. Go.
I'm going to pause for a commercial break because this dude has clearly just taken over the first segment of the show. Good
Biscuit.
gosh,
he's chilling over there now. He's chilling. He's chilling.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm still going to pause.
Okay.
This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. I am Matt Pruitt. She is Phoebe Pruitt. We're going to pause for a quick commercial break because this show is clearly not on track.
It sure is on track for everyday shit.
Clearly.
It's on track for everyday shit.
All right. Y'all stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we are back. Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. Aunt Pruitt on this mic. Phoebe Pruitt over there on that mic with the...
It's a vaporizer
that
I use for my asthma.
Everybody loves your asthma.
Sorry.
No, that ain't
right.
No,
it's not. Because I don't want to offend anybody with asthma.
Definitely not asthma. No. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for the super chats that's been coming in. And we got another one here from Ozone Nightmare for $10. My man, thank you so much.
Thank
he says,
you.
Biscuit NAB derailment cam support donation. Enjoy those days. The dog is full of pep. They don't last forever, and you will miss them. You got that
so
right, brother.
True.
You got that right. Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
Words. True words. Because he is something else.
So yeah, allow me to get back and share my thanks to the folks at NAB, because again, I really do appreciate that. I did a video on the channel just showing some of my coverage. I did like a little vlog style video. It went out yesterday to the folks in Patreon, and then the public got it sometime like a couple hours ago. And I appreciate everybody watching that, just showing the show floor. And the thing that I dig about NAB is, yes, is at the same spot CES is, but there's nowhere near as many people. It was.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's a difference between the crowds of NAB versus CES? All these letters. Damn, what the fuck? Just give a name.
Okay.
CES, NAB.
Okay, so National Association of Broadcasters. You want us to just keep saying that?
NAB. Or let's do NAB or CES.
NAB or CES. Okay, so
NAB, SES, SED, and that's just too many letters to try to remember. But if you just do NAB, CES.
So it's the is it SISI for CSI and FB for FBI? Is that what you're saying?
We ain't talking about them. We talking about SCES, and we talking about NAB.
Oh, gosh. Well, anyway, so
woo, I'm exhausted already.
So what to answer your question, I believe the difference is because of the draw. When you think of CES, it is literally called the Consumer Electronics Show. Consumer electronics show
versus
National Association of Broadcasters. So you're going from all consumers all over the world to a smaller niche, broadcasters all over the world. So that's one part of it. And the best way that I could equate it was thinking about when you go to watch something on television, be it the NFL, NBA, be it the soap operas, be it something on Netflix or Paramount Plus or whatever, that's stuff that all consumers are trying to get their eyeballs on. Everybody wants to see that. Okay. That's the product. That's consumer products.
Just saying CES is the product. It doesn't matter what falls under CES.
No, what I'm saying is when you hear CES, think about it's the tangible products that we all have. That microphone, that the arm the microphone is on. That I don't know, the technology that they use to build a couch, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So everything that people want to buy, the consumables and stuff like that. NAB, think of the people behind the scenes, when it comes to stuff that's going to be on the television screens or on the airways or on the podcast. The people that are making these microphones, the people that are doing the chips inside
their
of
voice.
Yeah. And I mean, even down to, there's a bunch of cameras and mics there and lights there. But then you got the people there like Black Magic that make these little switcher boards for video switching, for me to be able to do that. And you got other people there that are worried about how RF signal is out in spectrum, stuff that you can't even see, but they're trying to figure out how to make it better to deliver content to people over the air. The antennas that we used to stick on the back of TVs, stuff like that. That's why it's so much smaller. Now, granted, it was still, I believe she said in the meeting that I went to that it was still like 60,000 people registered there. So it wasn't, tiny, but it was still nowhere near the couple 100,000 people that show up for CES. So walking those hallways was oh, it was great. You know, I wasn't bumping into people.
Compared.
Oh, yeah.
It was great compared.
In comparison to walking through via CES.
Because if I'm going there for vacation, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want to see all of those people that you saw.
Yeah.
For NAB.
Well, no, being there for NAB reminded me of a time that the time that I went there that was supposed to have been our trip out there, but you couldn't go. So I ended up having to go by myself. It was that kind of crowd. It was still that same type of vacation crowd there.
Okay, so when we went, my first time going, what kind of crowd was that?
Yeah, it was just like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just like that. You know, it's still, you can still tell there's a lot of people in this damn city that are tourists, you know, but at the same time, it was concentrated to one specific area most of the day. And it was great. And still being able to see some people there and that I know as far as like the PR people, see them face to face is always cool, especially the folks at Canon. I love my Canon PR people, and they've always treated me well, even though I'm a quote unquote nobody in the big scheme of things. I'm not this big influencer, anything like that, but they always treated me well. Black Magic the same, you know, so it was good to hang out with them and Insta360 as well. I did a video for Insta360 too. Hey, Isabel, thanks for watching the show. She watches the show. So there's that, but part of the agreement was to go and do my thing like I would at CES, but also go to this media event, invite only media event, and talk to the executives there. And it didn't quite go like I thought it was going to go. But it was okay. I thought I was going to do a Q&A and do an interview with
you had your little questions all ready to go, didn't you?
Man, so I get in there. First off, yes, I did have my questions. You laughing a little too damn hard over there. How about that?
Because I can see you ready. Got my little question cards ready for these. Yeah, I'm practicing. I'm ready. What? No, I don't get to ask no questions. Okay. I just watch. Go ahead. I'm just listening to you. Yes, yeah. I am.
Smart ass. So yeah, I did have questions, but she did her opening statements or remarks or whatever and went through pretty much everything that I was going to ask. So I'm like, shit, I ain't got nothing to ask this woman now, you know? But right at the end of it, other people in their part of the press, they started asking questions, and I laughed about this after the fact. Well, actually a little bit during it. I was laughing to myself, but you know, so she's like, okay, I'm opening the floor for questions. Someone raised their hand. Hi, this is Tom from Forbes.com. You know, another person raised their hand. Hi, this is Allison from the New York Times or the Daily blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm like, damn.
Here you go.
And then I finally figured out a question to close the show. Hi, I'm Ant. that was it.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I was like, hey, I'm Ant. And then I asked my question.
She already knew that shit.
And well, I mean, but that's the formality of those pressers.
Yeah.
You know, they always say where they're from.
You didn't even put any of that. I'm just Ant and this.
Yeah, that was it. Because that's me. Because I'm representing me.
You're representing you, not where you from. None of that stuff.
Ant Pruitt Media. That I'm representing my brand. That's me, Ant Pruitt. You know?
I'm Ant, and I'm representing Ant Pruitt Media. You don't want to say all of that. I'm Ant, and I'm representing Ant Pruitt Media, so you can.
I probably could have said I'm Ant Pruitt, you know, but I just said I'm Ant, and just left it at that. But she answered my question, and she laughed, and you know, so forth, and it was cool. And she closed out the show. Then, as she's closing out the show, she's trying to get off the stage, and this one person from another media outlet just literally just holds her hostage and asking about this and asking about that, and all I could see is, man, I'm just trying to get off the damn stage. You know, that's the body language that I was reading, but I couldn't just go up there and grab old boy or nothing like that.
You have to wait your turn.
But I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to sit back and let her get off the stage and then go ahead and do my little interview time or what have you. Because I'm supposed to go to this event, check out the executives and interview the executives, and boom, that was my agreement. She finally breaks free from the guy holding hostage. And I was just sort of sitting there at the chair, and she's like, "It's so good to see you here. You came all the way over here from Charlotte." And I was like, "No, I'm not in Charlotte anymore." And she's like, "What? Last time we talked in China, you were in Charlotte, and I love Charlotte," and blah. I mean, she's just going on and on and on and on and on about this and that. And in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, this woman remembers
you from Charlotte, North Carolina.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it North Carolina or South Carolina? Which one is it?
I know which Carolina it is, but which one are you question. From?
You didn't answer the damn question. But
yeah.
Man, oh gosh. Cinder Fractor says people will remember you, Aunt. Remember at the basketball game you shot? Yes, but see, that's at the basketball game that's local to here, and I sort of get those kind of things.
Yeah, like walking into the Lucky and is your husband the tall?
Oh God, you should tell that story.
The fuck? I'm so over it.
But it did make me feel good to know that she remembered me, and I think that was also part of the deal of how I even got that opportunity is because I interviewed her in China at CES Asia, and I remember doing that interview, walking in there. I had on the same damn T-shirt that I wore at this. I had on my blue Snoopy T-shirt,
beautiful brown,
and
Sorry, I couldn't.
What the hell is going on? Okay.
No, I heard you Snoopy T-shirt. Go ahead. Go back. I heard your Snoopy T-shirt. I was trying to figure out what old girl said over there at the grocery store because I forgot. So I just remembered beautiful brown. And I had to say that out loud so that I wouldn't forget it. But go back to Snoopy T-shirt.
That's okay. We're
good. Look,
no,
I like
okay.
the Snoopy T. Look, keep going. Go. Finish the story. You forgot, didn't you?
I know, I didn't forget.
Okay, well, go ahead.
But what's in that pen?
That's what it was just here.
John Helm, let me tell you right now, he's asking what's in that pen. That's... Yeah. Ask it one more time for the people in the back. What is in that pen?
It's not got anything to do with that.
Yeah.
I have to think. I think about things when you just mentioned you need to tell that story. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
That's why why you started talking about the T-shirt.
Totally triggering your ADD
you started talking
no
about
other day.
Why you started talking about the T-shirt, I was thinking about what did she say while I was there yesterday?
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do
and then
now,
I remember
we're gonna pause for one more quick break.
I'm sorry.
And allow you to come back and tell that story.
See,
because I thought it was hilarious myself.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
This is
of course you did.
Of course I did. This is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. I'm Ed Pruitt. Thank y'all for hanging out with us live on YouTube in the live stream. Really do appreciate y'all being here. I hope you've already hit the like, share, and subscribe button, of course, to help further boost the signal of this here show. So thank you for doing that. But we're going to pause right now for a quick ad break. Y'all stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we are back. Everyday people doing everyday shit. I am Aunt Pruitt. Folks, if you haven't already, do you care to consider joining our extended family? Head on over to patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt and join our extended family of Patreon members. You could join for free or pay if you want to, but there is a free tier in there, and that's where I spend all of my social media time, and I'll put that in air quotes, social media time, chatting with everybody in there and telling stuff that's going on, telling stuff that ain't going on, and that's where we're social. So come on over there and join the extended family. Patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. Please and thank you. And really do appreciate it. So, Queen Pruitt, you had a story to tell. I got so much stuff. This show could be 2.5 hours long. I know it could.
So yesterday I went to the Lucky grocery store here, and I wanted to get some chicken. The dude didn't want to give me the pieces that I was used to getting, what have you. And I was like, well, my husband comes in here and he gets these pieces of chicken, no questions. Is it just me that because I'm on defense all the time.
Yeah. And so, rightfully so, we get it.
So I speak with the manager, and the manager comes out, and I said, well, my husband, I explained everything to her about the guy behind the counter not giving me the most. So I'll break it all the way down. I worked at Bojangles in high school, so I know the pieces of chicken, and I know which chicken costs the most. The white meat, I know white meat from dark meat, all of those things. So I go over to the guy. Both mixed and dark meat is the same price. Same price. And I've been in there before and I've said, I don't want the breasts, white meat.
Right.
The most expensive white meat on said chicken.
Yep.
Right?
Facts.
I don't want the most expensive white meat in my bucket. Okay. Oh, so you want dark? Nope. I want, the wings, the thighs, the breasts. The wings, the thighs, the legs. I just don't want the breasts. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, well, this happened before. Well, I've been told I can't do that. Okay. So I walk away, and
so
of course,
the staffer said they've been told they couldn't.
Yeah, they've been told they can't do that. So I'm just curious. Okay, that is the case, but I don't want it because number one, and it looked a mess. It had been sitting there. When I walked over, I was like, "Are you gonna make some more?" I'm not even being picky, but I know what looks good and what looks like it's been sitting in grease for a long time. Yeah, and. Would you know that definitely happens? I do know that. I get that. But if you're going to charge me the same price for mixed and for dark, I don't understand. That is a problem for me. That is a huge problem for me. You're going to charge me the same price, but I can't mix it up. Yeah. And it ain't right, but it's not unusual. But okay. Well, I just wanted to talk to him about it. And I was like, I've been in here before. So I get the manager. She comes up there and I'm talking to her about said issue. And I was like, I just want to confirm that it's not just me because I have had this happen before. And my husband has come in here and he's gotten it before where we just don't substitute the wings, but everything else is substituted. Legs, thighs, whatever, not breasts. Yep. Because I want. And she was like, stuff. "Oh yes, I know. Is your husband the beautiful brown man?" I was like, "Well, is it only one? Is it just the one?" That's what you should have said. No. The beautiful brown man, is it only one? Is it just the one? Maybe, possibly, but I know he comes in here a lot and gets we like the dark versus the white, but we like the wings. Okay, yeah, that is me. I do give him, I will do that because, I don't care. Sometimes I don't give a fuck, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, but right now for me, oh boy, behind the counter, don't want to lose his job, but you okay giving it to the beautiful brown man. Damn right. I walk up in there and be like, I want to eat some of them chitlins. I love pig feet. Forget about it. It's not right, but it's okay. We had a whole conversation about Bojangles because she was trying to tell me she was from the South or what she said, she mentioned Georgia, and she was like, we add seasoning to our chicken. I was like, well, I'm from North Carolina, and we do. Well, there you already know that. I'm just like, but this is the same, you know. And you're so beautiful, and a beautiful brown man, and I'm like.
It is what it is, dear.
But I left that chicken right there because I'm not going to pay the same price. And you can't even just, well, if you want to call us when you come in, you ask me. She told me her name. I forgot it. But you ask for me or tell him to ask for me. And, you know, I can do it. But these kids, they don't want to lose their job for a chicken leg or a chicken wing. I said, I feel that. I know they don't want to. I'm not going to lose my job for a leg or a wing or whatever.
No,
and then she started talking to me about how she had to let somebody go because they wouldn't bread the chicken right, and they were just doing one shake and this and not shaking it twice.
It's all in the details. It's all in the details.
Yeah.
What else did she say about me?
Fuck. I'm not. She was all. Is he the beautiful? Is he the beautiful brown? Is he the beautiful brown man? Maybe you only got one. If it's only one, then I guess so.
Well, there's other brown men in there that come up in there, but they ain't all beautiful.
She did say that she had several brown men that came in there to get
lies. Lies.
Get that meal, just the chicken, the 8-piece. Whatever.
I will say this though, I've always found it funny. Because, I don't just go talk to people like that. I don't. I go into store, restaurant, whatever, get in there, get what I want, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I go to the bar or whatever. I order my drink, get what I want, and I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there to converse with you. Working, I'm eating. That kind of thing. I try
that too, but I still.
But I can people,
they want to talk.
But they want to talk to me all the time.
Not just you, honey. Not just you. I've been in line too, and I've watched a woman at my peripherals.
John Hill says, Aunt walking back in that store next time with a nice walk. Oh, bro. Bro, I strut everywhere I go because I know who I am, damn it.
Whatever.
But yeah, it always makes me laugh when I hear stuff like that or even have those interactions because I guess you can relate too. You'll be in conversation with someone and you could see them sweating.
Yeah, like they don't know what it's okay to say.
And they just sweating, this is, would you like a bag? No, I don't need a bag. Well, that's going to be $25.26. You paying cash? No, I'm using my card.
You are full of shit.
No, that's real talk. That's real. That's real talk.
Okay. All righty then.
Gosh, go pause one more time for a quick break. I got something I wanted to bring up on. Oh, big ass smile. No, I don't necessarily. That's another thing. I'm pretty expressionless, John Helm. He says big ass smile.
It's a fascination because they don't see. Number one, I'm telling you right now, this part of California in Sonoma County, they don't see black.
Right.
I'm not talking about African. I'm not talking about dark skin, anything else. I'm talking about black.
African Americans.
They do not see black people out here. So when they do, and you look like something that has not been fed into their mentality of bad, thief, abuser, then they're just like, I found it out recently, literally, like I've had people talk to me about this.
Yeah.
This is not what we've been taught.
Yeah.
The people that we've been taught that look like you are bad people.
Yep.
We haven't been taught this. So now you're around and now I'm curious about people that look like you.
Yep. And I will say this. I remember 2019 talking to a particular individual. Actually, there was two individuals, and both of them warned me about how things are as far as the demographics go. And I was like, yeah, I already know. I've already looked all of that up. But one of those individuals said, well, you know what? Y'all can be that family that could change things. I said, yeah, damn right. Let's do that. Let's be that family that can change some things. Cause, and you know what? I think we've done something because for whatever reason, people know, oh, that's Mr. Pruitt. Or people know, oh, that's
the beautiful black man.
The beautiful black man.
Beautiful brown
beautiful
man.
brown man. You know, it's so we're doing something right. You know, I said that in our family chat a couple of years back.
Me.
No, they.
Some of that crazy ass black woman. She always angry walking around here with her face toe up because she mad at the world.
Cinder Fractal says you're very attractive too, Phoebe. So
yeah, thank you so much.
See,
thank you so much, Cinder Fractal. Wow, that's so many pauses. Our internet is not happy.
Yeah, the internet's been weird today, and it's not much I could do on it right now in the middle of the show. But anyway, we're going to pause one more time before I get into another closing topic because there's a bunch.
Plantatic. Sorry, Cinder Fractal. There
are some instances when you can talk over me, and then there's some instances where you could just sort of wait and let me finish what I'm saying. But you won't do that.
She has asked for a couple of times. I just wanted to tell her, give her a quick update before you went on break.
You could tell her that after I got out of the break, because in the middle of me saying, hey, let's pause to take a break, I'm trying to take the break, you know, so at least give me those 2 seconds without the interruption. Can you do that? Please and thank you. We'll be right back. And we're back, everyday people doing everyday shit. I'm Aunt Pruitt. She's Phoebe Pruitt. She is here to give us a quick update because it's been pretty busy with the Plantastic Potheads, and we are so freaking grateful. So, what are your updates over there?
I am busy creating and learning. I sent some out to my man Finn, and it did not arrive.
It didn't. What do you mean?
It did not arrive in the proper condition. It was bad, and I'll blame myself because I know that people don't give a shit. So why would I not make it very, very difficult for them to ruin the package inside of the box that they don't give a shit about? So that's my fault. Mm-hmm. So, but I sent him his Plantastic Pothead the way it looked. And I'm going to make another one because it did not arrive correct because the packaging on the outside was all busted up. But it's teaching me again, like, especially if these things are going across the country, it's going to have to be a package within a package. And yeah, we'll go from there.
She says, Cinder Fractal says she's sorry about that. And
thank you. I appreciate it.
And yeah, that sucks. I felt bad for you when,
it was the mail.
when you mentioned it. And, you know, I felt bad for you because I know the work that you put into it. But also at the same time, I think I said to you, thing is, if those people made more money, they might give a shit. Might. But I think about the airport and the ramp people out there putting the luggage on the airplanes and how many times there's a million videos of people out there just tossing those pieces of luggage across the ground, and there's no care at all. None whatsoever. They know people are recording them. Don't care.
We know why now.
And they don't have to care because they're not making anything.
And they're like, what are you going to do? Get somebody else in here that's making $16 an hour and let them do the same thing because they're not going to care either.
Right. You know, and speaking of the airport, y'all remember I think they said about April or so, they're going to do the round of onboarding and whatnot. So I completed the paperwork for the local airport here. And I got a Dear John message from them Monday while I was at NAB, basically saying, yeah, thanks for the application, but we're moving on to somebody else.
Yeah, they already knew.
Yeah, so I got declined that gig, and we got another super chat coming in here. John Hill with $4.99 $5 super chat for bubble wrap fun. Dude,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
It was wrapped, but the box needs to be inside of another box.
Yeah, there's got to be a way. We'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
It was like 3D too, so because it had sunglasses on, it had headphones that I'd made on it, and they weren't really in place like they needed to be in place to ship it, like toys. Just like a toy, if I'm gonna ship it with headphones or sunglasses, I think that those sunglasses and those headphones should be separate and be able to put on.
Yeah, that's yeah, you could do that.
That's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. And I looked, man, it took me forever. Can you share the one that I came up with? Because it did not arrive like that. And I'm going to make another one. And I told Finn I was going to make him another one. I gave him a refund. And I'm going to make him another one with no charge like that because I want to. This one came, it was a male, and it had ears.
Hold on. I'm going to pull it up here.
So it was so many different things that came with it that I didn't expect. It had muscles. It had ears.
All right, so hopefully you see it now.
So it was hard to put headphones on it. I went and bought headphones here and there trying to get it to fit, but since it's a smaller head, plus it has all these muscles, he's like I'm definitely not that shredded, but I got goals.
No, he's lighting ass.
But that's the only way they came. So I want to do it again.
But this
is how it looks.
Definitely embodies him.
Send it to him. This is how it looked, and it looks like him.
I think that embodies him.
It did, but to ship it to him, no, I got to do better, and I will do better. I will figure out a way. That's his logo. I tried to do. It's not his logo, but that was my interpretation of his logo.
That's pretty damn close to it.
With some little rhinestones around.
That is pretty damn close to the jamhole.com logo. Make sure y'all check out his show. He's hilarious.
I love him. And I want to get it right. So I'm going to keep looking and figure out what I can do. Because this is a challenge. What is that from?
I have no idea.
It's a movie.
Weirdo.
Challenge.
John
But it's a
Helm
movie
says,
or something.
good work. Cinder Fractal says, cool. Yeah, it's unfortunate that happened. But you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I will.
You'll figure it out. 2 things.
Bill Cosby Show. That is correct. Thank you so much, John Elm. It
Bill
is.
Cosby Show. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Got it. Thank you. One quick thing. In Patreon, I had mentioned that someone reached out to me via the website. If you have a website, always put some type of contact portal on there so people can get in touch with you if you have a website and you're a content creator or someone that's doing business. Always have that out there. Okay, anyway, that aside, someone reached out to me via my website and was interested in VO work. And I mentioned this in Patreon. And everything was sounding good. We started to go back and forth over the details and email and coming up with a number. And I said, all right, I'll give you a quote. But before giving them that quote, I started thinking something that doesn't feel right about this. But let's go ahead and follow through just in case it is. Mm-hmm. And so I gave them the quote and they said, all right, we'll send a deposit because for VO stuff, it's very common to get that deposit done. So my thinking, because I didn't feel so confident on it, I'm like, I'm going to do this with my invoicing system. And my invoicing system allows me to set up to to have people pay online instead of having to just mail a check, because I could do both. And if I put in there that you can pay online, it'll let them click on it, yada, yada, yada. Or if they want to use like a Zelle or ACH, paying electronically.
Long live the fantastic potheads.
Send the Fractal with a $5 super chat. Long live the plantation. That's pretty good too. Pretty good.
Thank you. That makes me smile.
So
but
funny.
I'm learning, I'd much rather them be in person. That way the plant is in it, but being able to ship them around is fun too. But I'm learning the packaging process in order. I'm learning. I appreciate it. That's still funny though. Long live the plant.
It is. Anyway, so as I was saying, my invoicing system, it allows me to put an online payment option, but when it puts it on there and they want to try to do like a bank to bank transfer or what have you, it's not put in my bank. It's put in a dummy bank. And when that dummy bank gets it, then the dummy bank gets in touch with me to get the money, so it basically firewalls my money, which is fine. So I sent that to him and I put all of the bank stuff in there. I was like, okay, let's see what happens with this. And I didn't get a notification that someone did a transfer or anything like that. I said, damn, okay, well, maybe this might be okay. I don't know. A few days later, holding in my hand a check, folks. This paycheck shows up at the same time, or roughly around the same time, that I get an email that says, hey, the check has been delivered. I just did a tracking and the check has been delivered. We can get ready with the deposit and we can get ready with the project, yada, yada, yada. Just let me know when you deposit it. Just let me know when you deposit it. So I'm looking at this check and you probably not going to be able to see it on the camera, but that check is for about $1,900. And, and it's made out to me and it's got their name and this check is legit. It's legit. But it's made out for damn near 3 times the deposit amount.
Already, ding, ding.
That I requested. And so I'm like, yep, this is a scam. Because not to mention, he also wanted to know when I was going to deposit the damn thing. So
he needed to know all of that.
So I emailed this dude back and was like, I'll deposit it later. That kind of thing. He responds to me later on in the day. Hey, I need to know when you deposit it so I can make sure the transfer goes to the engineer at the studio that we're going to have you go to, blah, 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 to do the VO. I replied back, that ain't my job. You pay the guy. Why you want me to transfer money to this? I said, no, that ain't my job.
And nothing from that.
But what that is, though, folks, that is a very, very common scam.
Yeah.
That these folks are doing out there, especially for people that are hard up on money.
Yeah. I was just going to say hard up.
Hard up on money.
As soon as they see them digits right there, that's $2,000. Oh, that can save my life. Let me go and deposit this in my bank. But
they'll say, hey, deposit this. We're sending you this money and we're going to put a little extra in there just for your convenience, that kind of thing. Since, that's typically how they try to word it. Okay. Don't fall for that shit. Knowing that this is a scam, this is the problem I had. I called said bank.
Yep.
I called the bank that's on this check to try to warn them.
Yeah.
Say, hey, let me speak to your fraud department because I know you have a fraud department. You heard me on this phone with them as I put it on speakerphone. And I said, I got this check here. Someone's trying to scam. This is the routing number. I have the account number here. I'm not the account holder, but they're writing with this account number. So
what is your account number?
And I said to the lady, I do not have an account there. They're trying to pay me with your check. And so she puts me on hold. I said, I need to talk to your fraud department. So she puts me on hold and she's like, well, you need to go to an actual bank with that check so they can look at it in person, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll get fraud involved. And I'm like, okay, but I can guarantee your bank is not near me. She's like, oh, yeah, it is. I say, well, put in your zip code. And then I give her the zip code. She punches it in or whatever. And then she says, yeah, there's one on such and such street. And I said, look here. You didn't even look at what state I'm in, did you?
Exactly.
And so she's like, well, where are you? No, I said, well, she said, where are you? I said, I'm in California. And she says, oh, yeah, these banks are all over Wisconsin. But,
unbelievable.
And I wanted to try to call them yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. I'll probably try to call them back again tomorrow sometime. But something's got to be done to try to slow this shit down. And I just wanted to bring it to their attention. Was
trying to get a work from home job. Sent me a check to pay for the computer and software, but it was
Yep, CQ in the chat. Welcome, yeah. CQ. I don't recognize your handle in here. Welcome and thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here.
But CQ said that yeah. Somebody tried to fake him out, sending him a computer with a check, sending him a check to pay for the computer. Wow. So he can work from home. Good gosh, man.
Yeah.
Good gosh. And the thing is, it bugs the shit out of me that I clearly seem to be a target because I'm always getting alerts of someone's trying to log into this account.
Yeah.
Y'all don't never get any of this stuff.
No.
None of y'all. But I get all of this all the time. Even down to getting a freaking check.
Yeah. About a conversation, and they know what kind of industry you're in, so it makes sense.
And the thing is,
so sad.
That stuff was all public information. None of that was private. The address that's on here, this is a public address. I mean, I don't mind showing it because this is not my private address. This is my public address for the business.
Ain't nobody see that shit. I'm trying to tell you, it's all white.
Well, I saw it there.
The light.
You got a bag screen, so I can see it. Anyway, all of that's public information that people can just look up. So I have no problem with that. But when I go to call the bank, I'd expect the freaking fraud department to try to, take it a little more seriously or have some more sense of urgency. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's like getting robbed, I guess. They don't care. Yeah. It's not their money.
What's going to for those that don't know the way it wraps up, you deposit that check for the amount that you were owed plus the extra stuff that they paid as a convenience to you. They will typically ask you to keep that extra money and then send the other portion of the extra money to somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Just, hey, can you just PayPal it to so-and-so or PayPal it to transfer it to this account, yada, yada, yada. And you do your transfer. And then a few days later, they call this bank and say, hey, we need to stop payment on that check. Or, hey, I think there's fraud. So that comes back to your bank account, reverses all that money. They got paid because they've already deposited. They've already gotten their cash out.
But your account is all open.
Right. So you in the red. But that's how that works. They get their money. Just, be careful when it comes to these scams, y'all. Because, again, they know how to go after people that are vulnerable, if you will. Because that's their job. And they typically will go after older people, too. So, yeah. And this is CQ. CQ says, nice to be here. Old School Native Phoebe from Ashbrook. Love the podcast so far. And, yes, they tell you who to pay the check, but it's all fake. Yeah. All right. So CQ is someone you know.
Welcome, CQ. I don't know. Sweet. That's interesting.
Sweet. Welcome to you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, CQ.
Thank you for being here.
But be careful.
I didn't want to end on that. I just saw that check there and I felt like I needed to do that PSA. What I wanted to talk about was something I thought was funny. And it came in on April Fool's Day because, we're now in the month of April. Where is it? Survey says here.
You've been watching too much of that old school Price is Right television.
Watching a lot of Price is Right. So,
unbelievable.
I don't know if you saw this there, but this right here on the screen says Clemson Athletics to introduce sale of alcoholic beverages. And
it's about damn time.
The detail says we are 100% serious. This is not an April Fool's prank because, yes, this happened on April Fool's. And they posted this on their Instagram, which everybody does memes and funny shit on April Fool's Day. Mm-hmm. So there's like, hey, we're going to start selling alcohol at our ball games.
It's not true.
It is true.
It is?
It is 100% true. But what I find fascinating is your reaction was, you just said it.
I just said it's about damn time.
It's about damn time.
Because, I mean, everything around it, you got...
There's literally...
You go to Death Valley and alcohol is from the rooter to the tutor. It's around everywhere around it. I mean, people go from sun up to sundown and beyond with alcohol around.
Yes.
Why not capitalize on that? That's stupid on their part that they're just now catching up.
Why not capitalize on that, you say?
Because everybody else is capitalizing. You remember we went to the Rose Bowl and we spent $20 on one drink, one can drink, can
at
drink, $19.99.
I know when I go to the Oregon games, they're not that expensive. But yeah, that was the Rose Bowl, and Rose Bowl's just doing Rose Bowl stuff. Bowl games will be more expensive. But, but Oregon sells beer at their place, inside and outside. It's great.
It's a different coast. So is it not like that? In
not
like
all, not
the
all
states,
venues,
all of
not
North
all
Carolina
venues
stuff?
are like that. I can't recall any of the other ACC teams in the Carolinas doing alcohol. I can't recall them doing that. But you got to think, what's that region? Okay, you got to think about that. You know, that's a strong reason why none of that stuff happened. Okay, it's the core values, which brings me to the comment section.
Like I told you a couple of weeks. Sorry. You just said it brings you to the comments section.
As I'm trying to scroll on said screen, the very first comment on here is, and say goodbye to the family atmosphere at Clemson. That's the very first comment on that post. So you're telling me alcohol allows you to not have a family atmosphere? In
Clemson, I guess.
Okay, so...
Because, forget that! Because this whole time... that's so stupid. Yeah, this whole time, you don't think all them people all the way around that stadium... Outside of the stadium, all of the tailgaters all around the stadium outside are not drinking because that's a family atmosphere. We were a part of a whole bunch of family atmospheres that took part in alcoholic beverages with family.
With kids
played
and
games.
Yeah.
We had fun. The kids didn't drink. No. They were not affected by it. But that's so close-minded.
But let me dig into that a little more. So let's think about this, because you didn't go inside for the games very often.
I did.
I said very often, but I've been inside of these games, and there's especially the student section. You think them students are coming up in there totally sober and ready to roll?
So many mini bottles. I didn't have to go in. I saw it when I did go in. The little tiny mini bottles stashed. I mean, you don't think they taking that stuff in there?
I mean, that whole freaking stadium is full of people.
It's steps. This is my tailgate right here. This is the entrance. This is my tailgate. This is the entrance.
Yeah, I'm just literally right at the door. So that first comment, I thought it was hilarious, and I think it's even more hilarious that it has over 200 likes on it. Like, wow. And then let's see the comments that reply to it. One of them says agreed. Another one says, yeah, just stay at home. I mean, and then another one says, I mean, half the people there just sneak in mini bottles anyway. You know, anybody who was going to be drunk at the game is already drunk at the game. You know, I just thought all of this was funny.
And it has not affected the football game.
No, not at all.
No.
I just thought it was funny that the culture of our former region there.
It's still my region.
Just had, our region. They had to come online and stick their chest out as if
I am better than.
Yeah.
Because I have to say this.
Never mind the fact that the university is built on the land of slave owners.
Yeah.
And with buildings named after slave owners. Never mind any of that.
No.
Just,
but we're going to sell. It's not like they're giving the shit away. They're going to sell it. They're going to sell alcohol and they will capitalize off of it. Just like all the other universities out here are doing. Expensive drinks before you go in.
It's absolutely hilarious. Another commenter says boomers in shambles. Another comment says this is huge. Some people are for it, but then again, there's a lot of people that are totally against it. I've been to plenty of stadiums that serve alcohol, and there's never been an issue with them being family friendly. Given the binge drinking that takes place before the game and during halftime, I don't think there would be a difference. Sounds like what you just said.
It is. I mean, it's the same thing.
Terrible idea, says Grateful Ham. Terrible idea.
What difference does
Honestly,
it make?
a huge L. Sad. That's crazy. Bad decision. Not good. Then there's another one that says, take all my money.
That's funny. We'll just wait and see. I could see if the whole campus was alcohol free, we would see how the turnout would be.
Oh gosh, absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, man.
Hippos is right.
Hippos is right.
Hippos
Says Cinder Fractal.
Right. So right.
Bible Belt mofos. That might be a show title.
Bible Belt
mofos. I don't know, but I heard another show title in there too that I might use. All right, that's gonna do it for tonight. Again, this show could have gone for 3 hours. There's a lot of fodder out there, but I'll just keep it over here in the stockpile for next time. Cool. Swell, she says, and froze again. But that's okay.
That's another reason why we need to let it rest.
Thank y'all for being here. Again, just check out the show each and every week on whatever podcast app you use. And in particular, if you use a podcast app and it has a rating system in there, please do the ratings for me, if you don't mind. I know it might take an extra 10 minutes because some of these things have the shit-tastic UIs on them.
10 minutes is a long time.
I know. And some of these things, they want you to rate stuff for their own benefit as a company, but yet they don't make it easy to do the ratings. Some of this stuff.
Because I back out after a couple, I know. Just me. And I love.
I know, which is why I am pleading the case right now. I know the pain it takes, but
it is. So will y'all do it
Please, if you can, because it does help us out.
Nice.
Because again, like I say, I want more. I want to get sponsors on this here thing. So check us out on whatever podcast app you use, as well as the YouTube channel. And if you have not already joined the extended family, the Patreon, please do so. You can join the extended family for free and get ad-free versions of the show. Get in on the conversations that only Patreon members get in on. They were involved in our NAB discussions for the last couple of days. They've been involved in the photo shoot talks and stuff like that. A lot more behind the scenes, and just a lot of fun. Good conversations in there. Got a message from Ozone Nightmare about last week's episode, and just because of the feedback about Uncle Mac, and it was great. I'm probably going to follow up on that because I got some thoughts on that I probably need to get out. Yeah, we'll catch up next week. I have 2 shoots next week, so schedule might be weird. I'm not sure yet. Still ain't got my car because I still haven't gotten all my money. I still haven't gotten all of my money from everything to finish paying for the repairs. So hopefully that'll be tomorrow. So we'll see. Queen Pruitt, anything else you'd like to add?
No.
I guess it's showing your calendar on your camera. It's not.
Because the internet is struggling over here, even over here.
Wow. Okay. Well,
it's really, really struggling.
No, that ain't the internet. That might be my switcher.
Okay, well, it's
well.
affecting this over here too.
Yeah, it should. All right. Anyway, we're gonna get on up out of here with my frozen screen and all. Thank y'all for being here. Keep. What, you see the frozen
screen? Yes, it's totally frozen.
Thank y'all for being here. Remember to do something nice for yourself because you freaking earned it and deserve it. Do something nice for someone else. And also know that it's okay to love you some you. We shall see y'all next time. Deuces.